What's up everyone, Dustin Jones here, sitting in the cockpit of our brand new race car we just built here at S3, and it's getting ready for the first race of the year, so I'm setting everything up like I want it, making sure the switches are in the right spot, like my seating position is comfortable. But one thing that I see people fumble and mumble with all the time, and it's super important, is properly strapping yourself into your car when you're using a 4 or a 5-point harness. So today, I'm fixing to show you how to strap yourself into your race car when you're running harnesses. The harnesses that we're starting with are the PRP 2x5s or 5x2. I think it's 5x2. It's a 5-point harness, 2-inch wide straps with the pads on the chest. So we run 3-inch sometimes, we run 2-inch sometimes. In this car, I'm gonna be running a Hans device, so I like running the 2-inch wide because they fit in my Hans device a little bit better. But the first thing that I'm gonna do before I ever strap in is loosen all of my belts all the way up. I wanna make sure I have plenty of room everywhere for adjustment. Otherwise, you're over here trying to suck in, trying to get your harnesses snapped together. Just go ahead and loosen everything up so you have a ton of room. That goes for my lap belts. I give myself plenty of slack. That's my shoulder belts. If you're running a 5-point like I run in the race car, this crotch belt is a fixed belt, so you don't have any slack there. That's really the one that you need to get adjusted correctly. You can go check out our other video and see how to get this thing adjusted, but it's super important that it's in a good spot because then you can't hardly get your other belts to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and snap in my crotch belt first. That's what I like to do. Keep in mind, this works just the same if you only have a 4-point harness, but get all your harnesses locked in. We did the cam lock on this one. This is the first time to run cam lock, and I really kind of like them. Like I think they're pretty sweet. They lock in pretty good. They're easy to pop loose, so we're gonna give the cam locks a try this time. For this time, I'm gonna go ahead and leave my crotch strap out so you can see the mistake that I see most people do whenever they're getting strapped in. And I don't know if it's these big belly boys down here in the South, but for some reason, they all jump in and they pull their shoulder harnesses as tight as they can get them until they run out of room, and then it brings their clasp up here. So now they're trying to tighten their waist belts from their up above their belly button. It just doesn't work out. So we'll loosen all this back off. The first move you're gonna wanna make, whether it's a 4-point, whether it's a 5-point, it doesn't matter. Tighten your lap belts first. You want your lap belts down at your hips so that you don't come up out of the seat. Even if your shoulder harnesses are loose, it still keeps you in the seat. So tighten your lap belts down. One thing I like to do that I don't see a lot of people do is I like to run my lap belts through the hip holes so it doubles back almost like a snatch block, and I always feel like I can get myself a little tighter. I always like to really winch down on these things, doubled up like a snatch block through my belt holes. And you're gonna make sure your buckles are centered up over your crotch. So if they're not, loosen everything off a little bit, boom, tighten them down, pick up real good, get the waist belts good and tight. Lap belts first. Next, all you gotta do, grab your shoulder harnesses, boom, pull them down. Your lap belt doesn't come up, it squeezes you back into the seat. Now you're good and tight in here. And this is even without my 5th point hooked up, and it still keeps me way down deep in the seat. Snap your sternum belt, good to go. The other thing, don't just jump out of your car, unlock everything. What I like to do, and the easiest way to get your belts loosened up before the next strap in, take them loose before you get out of the car. So one time you shouldn't do this is if you're in a hurry to really get out of the car, but loosen your belts before you pop everything off. That way next time when you get back in your car, they're already loose. Boom, you got all the slack you need, snap in, you can go.